Election Day is just over, 3 weeks away, and Georgia will play a key role in deciding the next president. And Zach Merchant with the 11 Alive political team joining us right now. So, Zach, you had a one-on-one conversation with one man who will play a major role in overseeing Georgia's election system.
Well, you're right. We did. We spoke with Gabriel Sterling. He is the COO of Georgia's Republican-led Secretary of State's office, and he tells us that elections leaders this year are not just thinking about the voting process, they're also taking security preparation seriously. We saw Cobb County purchase panic buttons for their election workers. What steps are being taken to keep poll workers safe, and how much do you worry about their safety this year?
We always worry about that. I mean, it's not just poll workers, it's election workers at election day offices, because we always worry about having bomb threats there too. But we've instituted a tool, a texting tool that every poll manager has for every county that opts in that notifies us with real information. A panic button is great. The problem is a panic button gives you no context. Is there just a jerk in the polling location yelling, or is there a guy with a gun outside? So we have a texting tool that will go to the county elections director, the state elections director, and local law enforcement. So everybody's on the same page as quickly as possible, with as much context as possible. But we worry about it all the time. We've gotten Narcan to every single office in Georgia after we got the drug-laden letters, the fentanyl-laden letters sent out. So it's always on our minds.
Did you ever think that you'd be overseeing an election where you have to think about safety and security this much? This was not what it was like 10, 20 years ago, was it?
It wasn't like this 8 years ago. I mean, it's a difficult situation, but Georgians are resilient, our elections workers are great, and the United States is resilient. We'll get through this like we've gotten through every other situation we've dealt with in the past.
And Zach, this is a very timely conversation because, as we know, early voting in Georgia starts tomorrow, so that time clock is ticking.
Yeah, I mean, just a few hours from now, early voting will begin. And if you recognize Gabriel Sterling, it could be for a lot of reasons, not the least of which is because he rose to national prominence after the 2020 election. And we asked him about how his memories of that contested election play into how he and other election leaders are preparing for this year's election. To see what he said when we asked him that, you can look for this story on 11alive.com.
And the Georgia